What's up, creatives? Welcome to the Tiffy Show. Today I will be talking about the Black Lives Matter movement and how you can support during this pivotal time in American history. If you haven't, make sure that you turn on notifications so that you know when I post a video. I plan on posting more videos highlighting Black-owned businesses and teaching investment and finance tips so that we can all grow together as Black entrepreneurs. So let's get to it. As you've seen in the news, Black Lives Matter has taken over and there have been a lot of protests after the death of George Floyd. Now, for us, this is just, the straw that broke the camel's back because a lot of Black men especially are killed at an alarming rate by police brutality. Now, when I say Black Lives Matter, I don't want to hear anyone say all lives matter because we have constantly said that we understand that all lives matter. But at this particular moment, we are highlighting that Black Lives Matter because, as I mentioned, we are dying at an alarming rate by the hands of police brutality. Also, systemic racism has held us down in a lot of opportunities and advancements, whether it's education, business, buying a house, getting a loan. It gets kind of crazy. That is why I'm a strong supporter of the Black Lives Matter movement, and I do feel that you should be too. And I'm so happy and excited to see people of all different races coming together from different backgrounds and protesting and showing up for us, because it means a lot to have different voices speaking up for our cause. Also, it's opening a lot of people's eyes right now for the first time on the differences that our lives have been compared to theirs. I have my own privileges in the Black community, so I'm not aware of that, but I would like to use my platform to bring awareness to anything that will help us move forward and become a stronger community. So I have been so excited to see all of the protests happening, especially around Los Angeles. And I know that some of the protests have become, looting situations. And at the end of the day, if you are more upset that a Chanel got looted than you are that a person died, then that is something that you actually have to internally look at inside, because Chanel is gonna be fine, but we really need to look at why there's looting in the first place, why these protests became this way, because people were angry at not being heard and not being seen. And when you're not being seen and you're not being heard, then you cause a scene and you make sure that people see you. And that is what happened, because we had tried peaceful protests many times, whether it was Colin Kaepernick taking a knee or Beyonce wearing Black Panther outfit during her Super Bowl performance. And something that I always like to explain to people is just like our experience. Yes, this is the best place for me, I feel, is America for sure, but it doesn't mean just because it's the best place for me that it doesn't have its flaws and it doesn't feel uncomfortable, or I'm not reminded of my race on a constant basis. The sense of pride that everyone else has for things that we necessarily don't stems from the fact that we don't really get the same respect or opportunities that everyone else does. So I just wanted to say that really quickly. But I'm happy that most of the protests have been peaceful. They started out peaceful. The protests that are going on now in Los Angeles, we have them every day. They have been peaceful for the most part. So the looting and stuff is not really like every protest this is happening. So I'm really proud of the protests that have gotten a lot of attention. They're getting things changed. They're getting people talking, and I love that part. The one thing that I'm scared of with the Black Lives Matter moment right now, I'm gonna call it a moment, is that it just becomes a trend for June. I do not want this to become a trend. We have the momentum right now to get things done. And just like we're in a pandemic and everyone seems to have forgotten that, I don't want that to happen with the Black Lives Matter movement. I don't want, people from other races to stop posting on Instagram, to stop putting things in their Instagram stories or talking to friends or making their voice heard, because it's so important. This has been our fight for our whole lives, making people aware of our experience, trying to make friends understand what it's like to grow up as a Black person in America. So this is not new to us, but we want you guys to make it a habit that you speak up, that you support Black-owned businesses, that you check your friends that are saying something racist. I don't want this to become a trend. I want everyone to continue the good fight moving forward. I want us to have the momentum to start getting changes done, and a lot of people need to talk about the fact that that happens at a local level. So I need you to learn about your local government government. Every state's laws are different, and everything that needs to be reformed is city to city, state to state. So make sure you get really well educated on what's going on in your city so that you can make changes. Know your governor, know your mayor, know what is happening, because that is where real change can happen. There are a lot of resources online. I will put links down below. There are people that post daily. Make sure you follow some conscious people on Twitter or Instagram or wherever you are, just one or two, just so that you get a little bit more information on your daily scrolling. You don't just have to scroll on, hot girl pics or hot guy pics or the food of the day. You can actually learn something. I want to say this, however you decide to support the Black Lives Matter movement is perfect. It is good. I don't want you to feel shamed because you're not out there protesting. If you are donating, if you are buying Black owned, if you are having difficult conversations with your family, if you are buying toys for your kid that are diverse, if you're buying books and educating yourself, that is good. So don't feel like you're not doing enough if you're doing something, because a lot of people get into these like super holier than thou, I'm doing all of this, what you're doing is wrong. And then what happens is they kind of stunt the growth of the whole movement, because if someone feels like what they're doing is not enough, they're gonna stop doing that. And what can happen though is if you're doing something small, let's say you're sending a letter or you're sending an email or you're signing a petition and you feel good about it, you're probably gonna do it again and you're gonna do it later and it becomes a habit, and then you'll do something bigger. Or maybe you won't, but it doesn't matter because it's all positive, it's all for positive change. Parents, especially white parents, I was very lucky when I was growing up. I had dolls and toys of all different races, all different colors. I had books that had protagonists that were different than me, and it was awesome. And I never noticed that it was not normal. That was my life. That is what I had. So introduce your children. All the toys don't have to be, white Barbies or white dolls. You can get a black doll, you can get a black action figure, you can get a book where the protagonist is a little brown boy. Like, you can do that. To a child, a toy is a toy. And what happens is you immerse them in this kind of life, view diversity, and this is their world, and they accept it, and then they grow up to be well-rounded people. So start them young, and they don't even notice that they're already on the right path of being inclusive of everyone. The number one way that I feel that you can support the Black Lives Matter movement is to buy Black owned. Buy from Black owned companies. If you need staples, if you have favorites, if you need makeup, if you need skincare, before you go to Amazon or before you go to your regular spot, just try out a Black owned company. They make the same things that you're already buying, and you're supporting a family owned, usually small company. You're helping the community. You're helping us build wealth. And that wealth is something that we can pass down to our families and we can pass down to our communities. And guess what? When we build wealth for our whole economy. So this is good. This is positive for everyone. So I want you to make the conscious choice to buy Black owned, even if it's one thing. There are Black owned companies that sell everything from toilet paper to your favorite food to coffee. I have found so many companies during this time, wedding planners, florists. You would be amazed at what you can find, and they are so happy to have the support. It's been so cool to see everything sold out. People are spending money right now on Black owned, and that's awesome, and I love to see it happen. If you're ordering food, look for Black owned restaurants. Yelp has a really cool feature right now where they're actually highlighting Black owned restaurants, so you can try new foods, you can find new favorite restaurants. Helping us build wealth is going to really jumpstart our movement and bring us to a level that we feel valued in the economy. Once you find Black owned companies that you do like, I have found distilleries and liquor brands. You can call your favorite places and request these items. You can say, hey, do you carry this liquor? Do you carry this skincare brand? And by creating a demand, you are going to be helping get these products seen and get these products in bigger stores and make these products not seen as Black products, but just seen as products, because that's what they are. And I think a lot of people have this stigma that because something's Black owned, it's only for Black people, but that's not true. It's a business and it's for everyone. I will be buying more Black owned, as I mentioned earlier. So I'll be doing unboxings in the future so that you can see some of these companies and see what these items look like for yourself. I have a lot of goodies coming already. My credit card's like, please girl, well, you need to take a break. I will always be supportive of the Black Lives Matter movement. If you go to my Instagram, I have highlights for Black-owned businesses as well as Black Lives Matter resources. The link in my bio on my Instagram also has a link to a whole bunch of Black Lives Matter resources, where to donate, what petitions to sign, all that good stuff. So I will keep that in there. So you can always go to my Instagram and find Black companies to support or resources to learn more about the movement and how you can get involved. Moving forward, I will also be doing videos on investing and finance. It's intimidating to jump into the stock market, but I've been doing it since I was in high school. So I definitely think that I have the ability to explain it in simplified terms so that you guys can get started investing and really building wealth, because it is something that is easy to get into once you know the basics. So that's something that I definitely want to start showcasing and teaching in regards to investing in the stock market and real estate and all that good stuff. That's it. That is my video on how you can support my thoughts on the Black Lives Matter movement. I will have links down below on, the organizations that I've donated to, and also other links that I find are helpful for you in learning more. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you share, like, subscribe, and comment. Comment down below. Shout out your Black-owned business. Shout out anything that you want me to know in regards to Black Lives Matter. And I will see you next time. Stay creative.